before I start off with today's class, let us recall what are the things that we have studied in the last class. In the last class, we started off with the chapter called amines. The first thing we did was introduction to the group of amines. Then we had the classification of amines followed by the naming of these compounds. And then we had the preparation of amines, under which we did 6 methods. The first method was reduction of nitriles. Then we had reduction of nitro compounds followed by monolysis of alkyl halides, and the fourth method was reduction of amides, and then we had the gabbro-phthalimide synthesis, finally the Hofmann-bromamide degradation, and then we solved some questions. Now today I'm going to discuss about the physical and chemical properties of amines. So let us first start with the physical properties. The physical properties consist of 3 factors, that is the physical state, solubility and the boiling point. So I will discuss one by one. The first one is physical state. So physical state generally discusses about whether the compound is present in the form of liquid, solid or gas. So the lower amines which has 1 to 3 carbon atoms are gases, and carbon atoms more than 3 to 8, let's say 4 to 8 carbon atoms are liquid in state, and more than 8 carbon atoms are solid in state. You can see that the physical state changes from gas to liquid, liquid to solid as the number of carbon atoms increases. This is because with the increase in number of carbon atoms, the molecular mass of the compound increases. So when the molecular mass increases, the surface area increases. So when the surface area is increasing, there is more tendency to form intermolecular forces of attraction. So therefore, when the intermolecular forces of attraction is high, the physical state changes from gas to liquid, liquid to solid. And about the smell, the lower amines are fishy in smell, whereas the higher amines does not carry any specific smell. So that's about the physical state. The lower carbon atom amines are gaseous and the middle ones are liquid, and compounds with more than 8 carbon atoms are solid in state. Okay, now coming to the solubility. In solubility, we follow the rules called like dissolve like. Which means if the solute is polar and your solvent is also polar, it will dissolve one another. So under solubility, the lower amines are soluble in water, and the higher amines are insoluble in water. It is because when the number of carbon atom increases, the carbon atoms are said to be hydrophobic. Hydrophobic means it does not mix with water. For example, the oil, fats, all are made up of hydrocarbons which are insoluble in water. Similarly, in the case of amines also, the lower amines are soluble in water because it can form hydrogen bond with water. If I show it in the form of diagram, let's say methanamine. Methanamine is soluble in water because it consists only of 1 carbon atom. I have NH2NH and a lone pair of electrons on the nitrogen atom. Now what happens is this nitrogen atom is electronegative element. Now this can form hydrogen bond with the hydrogen atom of oxygen. And this oxygen can form hydrogen bond with the hydrogen of this amine compound. So whenever a compound forms hydrogen bond with water, it becomes soluble in water. Whereas in the case of higher amines like benzylamine, CH2NH2, we can see that the carbon atom is quite high in number. So because of this, the entire bulky group is hydrophobic in nature. Hydrophobic, which means water hating. So when the carbon chain attached next to the nitrogen atom is high, it becomes insoluble in water. So therefore we can see that the lower amines are soluble in water. As the number of carbon atom increases, it becomes insoluble in water. So that's about the solubility. Now coming to the third one, that is boiling point. Okay, boiling point refers to the temperature at which the liquid turns into vapor. So in the case of C3H7NH2 and C2H5NHCH3, and then let's say CH3NCH3CH3. Now all of this have almost same molecular masses. Same molar masses, because each of them contains 3 carbon atoms. 2 carbon, 1 here, 3, 1, 2, 3 carbon atom, here also 3 carbon atom. So all of these compounds contain same molar masses, but there is large difference in the boiling point of these compounds. It is because in this case you can see that there is 2 hydrogen atoms on the nitrogen atom. In this case, you have got 2 hydrogen atom on the nitrogen atom and then C3H7, whereas in this case there is only 1 hydrogen atom, whereas in this case there is no hydrogen atom at all. So this is primary amine, this is secondary amine, and then this is tertiary amine. Now you can see that in the case of this compound, there are 2 hydrogen atoms available for H bonding, intermolecular H bonding. Whereas in this case, there is only 1 hydrogen available for intermolecular H bonding. Whereas in this case, there is no hydrogen available for formation of hydrogen bond. So therefore, we say that the primary amines have higher boiling point compared to the secondary amine and followed by the tertiary amine, given the condition that all of these 3 contain same molar masses. So if you are given a set of compounds which they have the same molecular masses, but you need to compare the boiling point, you have to look at the number of hydrogen atom present on the nitrogen atom for formation of hydrogen bond. So in the primary case, you have 2 hydrogen available for hydrogen bond formation, whereas in this case there is only 1 hydrogen atom, and in the tertiary there is no hydrogen atom for hydrogen bond formation. So whenever there is more number of hydrogen bond formation, you need more temperature to break those bonds to convert liquid into vapor state. Therefore, the boiling temperature is high when there is more number of hydrogen bond formation. So in this case, primary will have the highest boiling point, followed by the secondary, and then followed by your tertiary amines. Okay, now coming to the chemical properties of amines. The chemical properties generally refers to the different types of chemical reactions shown by the amine compounds. Now, the chemical reactivity of amines is because of the presence of lone pair of electrons on the nitrogen atom. That is the one reason. The second reason is the large difference in the electronegativity between nitrogen and the hydrogen atom, because of which the bond between nitrogen and hydrogen becomes polar. So whenever the bond is said to be polar, it is easier to break that bond, which results in increase in the reactivity of that molecule. So because of these 2 reasons, the presence of lone pair of electrons on the nitrogen atom, and also because of the large difference in electronegativity between the nitrogen and the hydrogen atom, the amines are said to be reactive. Now, under all the chemical properties of amines, the first and the most common property is the basic character of amines. Now, amines are said to be basic in nature because of presence of lone pair of electrons in nature. Lewis base, which is defined as the ability to donate the lone pair of electrons. So nitrogen acts as a Lewis base over here. Let's say I have a primary amine. Now this nitrogen has a lone pair of electrons, and all other amine compounds, whether it is secondary, tertiary, it has a lone pair of electrons for donating. Therefore, all amine compounds are basic in nature. And also, in class 10, we have studied that whenever a base reacts with an acid, it forms salt. So let's say this amine reacts with a mineral acid, HCl, and it forms RNH3 and plus Cl minus. So this nitrogen has a lone pair of electrons which is consumed in forming bonds with this hydrogen atom. So because of which N is losing its electrons and N will have a positive charge. Now this positive charge is stabilized by this Cl minus over here. So this is the salt being formed. Now that we know amines are basic in nature, we also need to find out the basicity strength. Some amines have high basic strength, whereas some amines have low basic strength. Now basic strength is measured in the form of Kb or pKb value. Now in order to derive the formula for Kb value, let's say this amine reacts with water and it releases RNH3 plus OH minus. Now this indicates the basic character of amines. The release of OH shows that amines are basic in nature when it reacts with water. So the basicity depends upon the concentration of the OH released over here. So in order to find out the Kb value for this, Kb will be concentration of the products RNH3 OH minus divided by concentration of the reactant, that is RNH2, and the concentration of water. So from this expression you can see that Kb value is directly proportional to the concentration of the OH minus over here. So higher the concentration of OH released, higher is the basicity, or higher is the Kb value. Okay. Higher is the Kb value when higher is the concentration of OH minus. This indicates high basicity. High basicity when Kb value is high and OH value is also high. Now, to convert Kb to pKb value, pKb is equals to minus log of Kb. So, whenever Kb value is high, you will get low pKb value. So, whenever Kb is high, pKb value will be low. So, these two are like inversely proportional to each other. So, if you get a high Kb value, you will get a low pKb value. So, high basicity will have high Kb value and low pKb value. So by measuring the Kb and pKb value, you can predict the basic strength of amines. In questions, they will give you more of pKb value than Kb value. If the pKb value given is low, it indicates that that particular compound has high basicity. If the pKb value given is high, it indicates that the basicity of that particular compound is low. So this is about the measuring of basic strength. Now, if you are asked to find out the basic strength of different amine compounds, that is comparison between different compounds of amines. For example, I have alkane amines, and then I have aryl amines, and let's see, I have ammonia. Now if you want to compare the basic strength of these three compounds, that is comparison between these three, the most basic compound among these three is alkane amines, followed by ammonia, and followed by aryl amines. Now let me explain the reason for this. In the case of alkane amines, you have RNH2, and in the case of ammonia, it is just NH3, where you don't have both alkyl or aryl groups. Whereas in the case of aryl amines, there is a presence of aromatic compounds, let's say aniline, ARNH2, where AR is the benzene ring. Now, looking at the structure of these three, you can see that the alkane amine carries a R, which acts as an electron donating group, which you have studied in class 11. And in this case, the aryl group acts as an electron withdrawing group. So whenever electron donating group is present, what does it do is, it donates the electron to the nitrogen atom. It has the tendency to donate electrons to the nitrogen atom, which increases the electron density on this nitrogen atom and making this availability of electron more for donating. Therefore, basicity increases when it is attached to electron donating groups. Whereas in the case of ammonia, you neither have a electron withdrawing group, you don't have a electron donating group as well. Whereas in the case of aryl amines, you have a benzene ring which acts as an electron withdrawing group, which means it pulls the electron from the nitrogen atom instead of donating to the nitrogen atom. So making this lone pair of electrons on nitrogen less available for donating. Therefore, basicity decreases when an electron withdrawing group is present, and basicity increases when an alkyl group is present, which acts as an electron donating group. The electron donating group tend to show plus inductive effect, and the electron withdrawing group tend to show minus inductive effect or negative inductive effect. So the difference between these two, this donates electron to the nitrogen atom, whereas this group pulls the electron away from the nitrogen atom. So because of which, in this case, the lone pair of electron is more available for donating, whereas in the case of aryl amines, the lone pair of electrons are less available for donating. That's why aryl amines are least basic compared to ammonia and alkane amines. Whereas in the case of ammonia, you don't have both alkyl and the aryl groups. Therefore, it comes in the middle when you compare between these three: alkane amines, ammonia, and aryl amines. Okay, we just compared the basicity of ammonia, alkane amines, and aryl amines, and from there you come to know that the alkane amines have the highest basicity, followed by ammonia, and then followed by your aryl amines. But in alkane amines also there are different kinds of amines. You have primary amines, there's secondary amines, and then there's tertiary amines. So what about them? So whenever you have to compare between these compounds, you have to look at the physical state in which it is present. So in gaseous state, if the compounds are said to be in gaseous state, this rule will follow: R, N, R, R, tertiary amine, followed by your secondary amine, and then followed by your primary amine. Now, when the compound is in gaseous state, only plus I effect plays an important role in controlling the basicity. So in this case, this nitrogen had got 3 R groups which donates the electron towards the nitrogen atom, because of which the electron density of the nitrogen is increased and which becomes easily available for donating. Whereas in the case of secondary amines, this is tertiary and this is your secondary amines. In the case of secondary, there are two alkyl groups, because of which again the electron density is increased on the nitrogen atom, which becomes again easily available for the nitrogen atom. Whereas in the case of primary amine, you have got only one R group. So this also increases the electron density, but if you compare the extent to which the electron density is increased, it is highest in tertiary amines because you have got 3 R groups. So because of which the tertiary amines are highest in basicity, followed by your secondary amines and then followed by your primary amine. Whereas in the case of liquid state, here, 3 factors plays an important role. The first one is plus I effect. The second one is solvation effect or the solvation factor, and then followed by the steric hindrance. Plus I effect we have already done, that is the tendency to donate electrons. Whereas the solvation factor is being considered because it is in the liquid state. So when the amine is dissolved in water, H2O, it forms RNH3 plus OH minus. So if this anion is said to be stable, this basicity is said to be high. If this anion is said to be unstable, then this basicity will be low because it can revert back to the reacting state. So in order for this ion to be stable, the solvation factor plays an important role. So the solvation factor means when the ion is surrounded by the water molecule. So whenever it is properly surrounded by water molecule, it is said to be stable. So the solvation factor is again affected by the alkyl group present around the nitrogen atom. So in the case of primary, amine, HH, and then you have secondary amine, and then you have tertiary amine. Now the solvation is highest in primary because it is surrounded by small size hydrogen atom, whereas in the case of secondary you have only one small size hydrogen atom and it is surrounded by 2 R groups, whereas in the tertiary you have 3 R groups. So in order for the water molecules to come and surround this ion, what happens is if a bulky group is present around this nitrogen atom, it becomes water molecules to come and surround them. So therefore, if the nitrogen is surrounded by small size atoms, it is easier for the water molecules to come and surround the ions. So therefore, the solvation factor is highest in primary, followed by secondary, and then followed by tertiary, because of which the basicity, when you consider only the solvation factor, primary amines will have the highest basicity, followed by secondary and followed by the tertiary amines. And if you consider the steric hindrance, now again under steric hindrance, let's say you have a primary amine and then you have secondary amine, and then there is tertiary amine. Okay, now steric hindrance refers to the presence of bulky groups around the nitrogen atom. So whenever there is 3R group present, it is difficult for the electron receiver to come and receive this electron. So this causes a hindrance in donating this lone pair of electrons. So therefore, this steric hindrance is highest in nitrogen, which reduces the basicity if you are considering the steric hindrance factor in controlling the basicity. And primary amines will have the highest basicity, followed by secondary and followed by your tertiary. Primary highest, followed by secondary, followed by tertiary. تدينا غري لامور لنرفا تدي كسي Ni compound zo liquid state na yo arachina kuchunyam to mix chido ina ba and the basicity di ngazo gaseous phase na shimare gaseous phase na lo la ngazo inductive effect chupo ji consider chubora di tertiary di thoshe che and then secondary and then primary imba ina ge liquid na lo la khari ore la ba ngazo factor sum la consider chubora thangpo di plus I effect imba che niba de la solvation factor lage taure suba de la ngazo khari taure la na steric hindrance lage taure the solvation factor la na khari la wala na ngazo ing form chaigo di ko H plus chila electron t di sabala NH3 plus the d ion di form chaigo RNH3 plus the ion di khajo stable cha na basicity di shukche da the d stable che la ngazo khari ki roba chwala na ko ki ए ला वाटर मॉलिक्यूल की खजु तुम तू दो तुम्हें दी खजु या ना स्टेबल साइड जैसे बना को बेसिसिटी दी या अच्छा हो त तुम्हें दी खजु ले ला अच्छा हो ना किसी नाइट्रोजन की सूर ला हाइड्रोजन मांग ना को तुम्हें दी ले ला अच्छा हो साइज चुंजी वन जुए ले ला उधर समला को बेसिसिटी दी मांग से अच्छा हो रहा and then secondary che sumba de la khari la na tertiary dire ta then steric hindrance la ke je ho ra na steric hindrance ki na lo la steric labi samala zo the obstruction to size khaju che na ani ko gi ga electron ni di te la kale kha re ta na shi lengi chi na le la kale kha re su la balki group khaju che na ta di che de samala ani nga zo su la size khaju chu ai na ani nga zo khare la wa steric hindrance di new ai na electron di khare te le la chu ko ba ta dos che ni primary la ani steric hindrance new sho in de samala ani basicity di ba sho khare primary la che and then secondary la che and then kana tertiary la re la ta ta dos che de sambala ta ma factor sum consider chodwa di na la thangbo de la plus I effect che niba de la solvation factor sumba de la khari la na steric hindrance. So an experiment was conducted to see the basicity of methylamines in primary, secondary and tertiary form, and also for the ethyl groups in primary and secondary and tertiary forms. So when the experiment was done, it was found that if you have CH3 thrice N and you have CH3 twice N and NH2 CH3, if you have an amine group which consists of only methyl groups, that time secondary will have the highest basicity, followed by the primary amines, followed by the tertiary amines. Similarly, in the case of ethyl groups, C2H5 thrice N, and then you have C2H5 twice NH, and then you have NHH and C2H5. So in this case, this is the tertiary amine, this is the secondary amine, and this is the primary amine. So when this such type of compounds which contains ethyl group was found that the again secondary has the highest basicity, followed by the tertiary amines, followed by the primary amine. So you need to remember the sequence in which this basicity varies for methyl group and the ethyl group. The questions are mainly asked regarding methyl groups and the ethyl groups. So in this case, the general rule is not followed, where you are considering 3 R groups will have the highest basicity, followed by secondary and the primary. Whereas in the case of liquid state, you need to consider 3 factors, that is the plus I effect, the steric hindrance and the solvation effect, which will control the basicity, because of which it will vary in this way. In the case of methyl groups, secondary followed by primary and then followed by tertiary, whereas in the case of ethyl groups, you will have secondary followed by tertiary followed by primary groups. Okay, that kisi compound जो sama liquid state na yoga china so factor sum consider churu di sabala ani nangu rule di follow chi mare thangshwe di tertiary che ni wa di secondary ani thama di primary la rule di follow chi mare khare china na so factor sum consider chuwa ba ta sum cha nyam do du ne ani khonsu gi sequence di ma thugure thukti sabala ta kisi nitrogen ki sur la methyl group ni cha inga china And did you carry a secondary dimension and never the primary chair and then a tertiary chair. And Kisikira la methyl groups are like ethyl group Kanya Vachinava, and did you carry ethyl group you with ethyl group secondary you go the tertiary chair, the tertiary chair and then primary. Dini sequence the Tabana catch Buruja courage and another Kaza Nisha Ranta Tiba Didikamandesha, secondary, primary, tertiary, consowaji. Liquid phase Namata Ladisamalan Mazulapsan, deconsider Churta. Take a liquid state na yo de Tona Machuache and also give Namgu plus I inductive effect in Chupu, symbol Ashan in Chivachinarma, and in Lane in Opitus. So, with this, we are done with the basicity of amine compounds. Now, moving to the second chemical properties. Okay. Now, coming to the second chemical properties, that is acylation reaction. Okay, the word itself indicates acylation. Acylation means addition of acyl group. Okay, now in this case, amines RNH2, let's say, it also reacts with acyl chloride, CH3, C double bond O, Cl. And what happens is, this lone pair of electron on the nitrogen atom will come and attack this carbon atom. So how does this attack takes place? Carbon is a tetravalent element, which means it can have only 4 bonds. So in order to make space for this nitrogen to come in and attack, what happens is this pi bond will shift onto the oxygen atom and O will have a negative charge and this carbon will have a positive charge. Now this carbon with the positive charge is attacked by this nitrogen with a lone pair of electrons. So it will form Rn, and then you have your 2 hydrogen atom, and this nitrogen gets attached to this carbon atom, so connect it with this carbon, O with a negative charge, and write this CH3 at the bottom, CH3, and then you have your Cl. Now Cl is a very good leaving group, so what happens is, now this negative will come and sit in the form of bonds over here, that is back bonding takes place. Since carbon cannot have more than 4 bonds, so this Cl will leave in the form of Cl minus, and this nitrogen is losing its electrons to this carbon atom and will have a positive charge. Now, any electronegative element like nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine cannot have positive charge. Now, this hydrogen will leave and this electron sits in the form of lone pair. So, you will get R and H, and then you have your C double bond O and CH3. Now you can bring this CH3 over here because this Cl will leave. So you can see that NH located next to C double bond O is amide. We have studied in the last class. So you can see that when acylation takes place, amine gets converted to amide. So an amide is being formed when amine is treated with an acyl group. Similarly, I took acyl chloride over here. We can also take acetic nitrite, or you can take esters. I'll do the second one with acetic anhydride. Okay. Let's say CH3 and double bond H and CH3. I've taken a secondary amine over here. Now what happens is when you treat this with acetic anhydride, that is CH3, C double bond O, O, C double bond O, CH3. This is called as acetic anhydride. Our main purpose is to add this acyl group to this nitrogen atom. So what happens is, again, this, in order for the nitrogen atom to come and attack this carbon atom, This pi electrons will shift on the oxygen atom. O will have a negative charge. This carbon will have a positive charge. Now this positive charge on the carbon atom will be attacked by this lone pair of electrons on the nitrogen atom, and you will get CH3 and hydrogen CH3, and this carbon atom O with a negative charge, and you can write this CH3 at the bottom. So CH3 and O, C double bond O, CH3. Now what happens is this nitrogen is again losing its lone pair of electrons and forming bonds with this carbon. So this nitrogen will have a positive charge. Now in order to stabilize the positive charge on the nitrogen atom, this H will leave in the form of H plus, and nitrogen gets back its lone pair of electrons. Whereas this negative will come and sit in the form of bonds over here. That is, the back bonding takes place, and this entire group will leave because carbon cannot have 4 bonds, so one has to leave. So this is a good leaving group, so this will leave, and this CH3 COO, it will react with this H and form CH3 COOH. So the main product formed over here is CH3 and CH3, and then you have C double bond O, CH3. So again you can see that an amide group is formed. So whenever you treat an amine with an acyl group, it leads to the formation of amide. You can also take ester in place of acetic anhydride. Okay, under acylation, instead of acetic anhydride or acid chloride, you can also take ester. So let's say I have CH3 and H2, a lone pair of electrons, plus let's say you have taken C2H5, C double bond O, O, C2H5. That is R, C double bond O, OR is the compound called ester. So in this case, what happens is again the same mechanism is followed. In order to make space for this nitrogen atom to come and attack this carbon atom, this pi electron will shift onto the oxygen in the form of negative charge, and this carbon will have a positive charge. Now this end with the lone pair of electrons will come and attack carbon with a positive charge, will attack this carbon with a positive charge, and what happens is you will get CH3 and you have got 2 hydrogen atoms and this carbon O with a negative charge, and write this C2H5 at the bottom and O C2H5. Okay, now this nitrogen is losing its lone pair of electrons, so this end will have a positive charge. Now this back bonding will take place, and since carbon cannot have 5 bonds, this C2H5O will leave, and this hydrogen will leave in order to stabilize the positive charge on the nitrogen atom. So you will get CH3 and H, and then you have C double bond O, C2H5, and the byproduct form is these two will attack each other, C2H5OH. So an alcohol is formed over here, C2H5OH, and whereas your main product is an amide, you have N group next to C double bond O group, so you have formed a amide. So this is about acylation. The normal the carbon bila bond sheet ambonidwa hene na di da di to nitrogen di da di tu ala kola bond sheet ambonidyo di ta bond chick meosora di meosora di pi bond di ya ke warishna o gana kare lire negative chilire, and the carbon kana positive lire khachina ko electron di pa o la shogor ba ta di positive di gana ani shini nitrogen gana electron yugo di pa tena and nitrogen di ko ni tuswa tusa bala ani di wala ti tushe ani di rancha shu ta khachibela na di negative di tsu rancha lena an carbon na bond sheet chaswa di tina nga chaswa di living group into samara ko ma thedure ma tengile anti nitrogen kana positive jili wa kaje na ko electron di carbon na short sama nitrogen na positive place ba ta di positive de mea as well dene H plus tengile dene ni C2H5 O minus tengile an korani dune khari ragila na C2H5 OH ani also product so di khari rela na kena na amide chile. So formation of amide takes place when amine react with an acyl group. So that's about acylation. Now coming to the third one, that is alkylation. It undergoes alkylation reaction. Again, the alkylation means addition of alkyl groups. So what happens is when you create an amine group, RNH2 with an alkyl halide, let's say CH3I. Now this I being more electronegative will have a negative charge, this carbon will have a positive charge. Now nucleophilic substitution takes place where this nucleophile replaces the I over here. So this CH3 will come and react with this and this I will leave. So what you will get is, you will get R, N, H, H and CH3. Since nitrogen is losing its lone pair of electrons in forming this bond and will have a positive charge. Again, this hydrogen will leave and you will have R, NH and CH3 and its lone pair of electrons back. Now this hydrogen and this I will combine together and it will form hydrogen iodide. So this is about alkylation. In alkylation you can convert primary amine to secondary amine. Again, if you do one more alkylation reaction, this secondary will get converted to tertiary amine. So the carbon gonna positive yore, the I gonna negative yore. Ta the koge nucleophile. Nucleophilic substitution na the copy ne koge sabla suli na the compound le. Ta the condense le na dine ni I minus the terje. C the D gonna lead you sambala nitrogen gonna positive chili ba. And DH tanya la I tango dinam to dune na hydrogen iodide. So this is about alkylation. Okay, so with this we are done with physical properties of amines and some of the chemical properties. And under chemical properties we studied about the basic characters of amines and the comparison between ammonia, alkane amines and aryl amines basicity. And then again we compared the basicity of alkane amines. And then we went on to do the acylation and alkylation reactions of amines. Now, physical properties. Physical properties ki namlo la thampo di na physical state. Solid form na yore, liquid na yore, ya gas na yore di chimba. Ta kisi carbon thanga nyungnu inga china ko gas che carbon thampo chik ne ni sum ba doina. Ta sum ne ge paru inga china antine liquid like you watch and gale manga ina and Quran na solid form na digi res la diche and the chula Quran solubility khande in chuna shurgi mare last ta kisi carbon atom chik much mega china chuna shurgi res ta carbon atom mauro to this sambala ani chuna shura di no to res kare china na carbon mauro to this sambala ani hydrophobic layer pa so chunyam to ma je gi nibadi ya phargi yudu sambala ani shura di kare no to res ani suba de la boiling point liquid the vapor form na gura la temperature jirwa di ya amines khanchu na temperature ke khanchu res ta di kare la depend chila na konso ge hydrogen bond form chai to chai min do hydrogen bond di ma shu khwa chela na primary amine la che then secondary ani tertiary and these are also chemical properties ko sure chemical properties ki nalo la ke che di thambo di basic character amines to sama nitrogen kana electron lone pair di du samala konso basic rays and basic in basic khari to bolna kora acid nem to react chiti samana ngaso la khari ra bolna salt ra che ta basicity ki niba di ngaso measure chu na ani kb value da pkb value di che ba ani kb value di khati ma che na kisi oh di khaso ma pyongyo na ani kb value di to ali res ani kb di nga pkb na gur go na ani minus log nem to multiply ta ani kisi kb value di to yoga china nga pkb value di kare nu yores ta dila du khare lawar na kisi basicity shuk chumbo yoga china pkb value di nu che ani kb value di khare yera na ma yores And these also ammonia, aryl amines, and alkane amines. So some ki basicity the compared to do some balamashu, the alkane amine lache, carichinana plus high inductive effect. Electron donating group the you do some balani, ko ki basicity the mount of then ammonia che, and then aryl amines. Aryl amines ki nalola benzene the you do some benzene ki elect nitrogen can electron you do the part monothines of la two thank you do some balani. Basicity in your body, no at all. This in alkene amines the marsha check, the ammonia check, the aryl amines the bar. That the necarichirana, ya alkene amines Quran or primary, secondary mabuya, but actually, ya manda mother the zogia, Quranzuki basicity in your body, lower in this samana, also can this compared to women. That the Nazukarilla rally and Quran liquid phase, not the solid phase, not the tower is tamina. That sorry, liquid gas phase nalola. Like is a gas phase now yoga china ani ngazo plus I effect chuku chigi ani control chigi wa didi ani tertiary dimension che dene secondary and dene primary di che like is a liquid phase na yoga china ani didu kari chirena na liquid phase now it is a factor sum ngazo tsi wa tambo di plus I effect dene solvation effect and dene steric hindrance and dilatani ani konzo ki namgu sequence di mada ro chayba. And did you also catch the Karilata or the methyl group into some sequence data and ethyl group into sequence there? And these will also Karicherana chemical properties nivadi acylation nature acylation nolola and reaction sum chinazo acylation with acyl chloride and acylation with acetic anhydride and acylation with esterline. This is sum chire and these will Karicherana alkylation lane. Those chinan tharigi zinda to bahi ani jama zinda dela ani chemical properties lamata ani diazonium salt ni chigi to jina